As we head towards Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, the flight sim world shows no sign of slowing down, with plenty of new releases and announcements from across the community. Hello, my name is Brandon here on the Pilot Stud channel, and as always, welcome back to another flight sim news video. JustFlight have released the Avro RJ for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on PC, with an Xbox release sometime in the future. Now, this regional British airliner is the direct successor to the BAE 146, which many of you will be familiar with. And while on the outside it looks identical, it's inside the flight deck where the differences are plainly apparent. The Avro RJ is a truly modern airliner, almost ahead of its time when it was released in real life in the 1990s, featuring a glass cockpit with digital instruments, FADAC engine control, LNAV and VNAV in the autopilot, a flight management system and an auto throttle, amongst other modern features. The list really does go on. This is a truly modern airliner, so if you're used to flying the 737 NGs and the A320s, you will feel at home in the Avro RJ. Now, JustFlight's fleet of aircraft in the sim, from the BAE 146 to the Tomahawk to the Fokker F-28, are absolutely excellent. In my experience, they are highly detailed as well as smooth on performance, a combination that's rarely seen here in the sim. It's normally either one way or the other. Now, the Avro RJ is available from the JustFlight store right now for £53 UK or $70 US, so it's about the standard price for an aircraft of its calibre. Now, I don't have the money for another Microsoft Flight Sim aircraft at the moment, but if I did, this would definitely be in my hangar. It's a truly exquisite aircraft that, from the looks of it, I can highly recommend. Although the caveat there is that I haven't tried it, but do check out some reviews on YouTube. The sounds, once again, are a true highlight here, and inside and out it looks absolutely beautiful. Now, as with the 777 and the A380, when it comes to long haulers, it can seem like they're years away. Time does have a tendency of catching up, as we've seen with those two great releases, but incredibly, with the A350, the IniBuilds team are aiming to get this aircraft out on the new sim by the end of this year. Personally, I find that almost unbelievable, but they seem confident. They do put the caveat in there that if they need more time, they'll take it. But according to the IniBuilds team, we may be seeing this plane by the end of the year. By the looks of it, this will not be available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It will be a 2024 only release, amongst other IniBuilds aircraft, and we have no indication of the price just yet. The screenshots provided, and we've got 3 of them, one from the internet on their forums and 2 from Discord, do show that inside it looks pretty good. Systems are definitely unique, textures are shaking up nicely, but details elsewhere are limited, so I'm not going to waffle on. I'm going to move on to a very big hint on social media. The next plane the IniBuilds team are working on, presumably for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, is the Lockheed L1011, known as the TriStar. This is a vintage tri-jet to keep an eye on, as it looks like it will be in our virtual skies soon. I'll keep you updated here, but for a little bit of background, this was a commercial airliner, also saw some military service as a tanker. I know the RAF used it up until a few years back for aerial refuelling, but in terms of commercial service, it was used by the likes of Eastern Airlines, who were the initial operator of this aircraft, British Airways, Pan Am and Delta. This aircraft first flew in commercial service in 1972 and was withdrawn from service from the RAF in its military capacity in 2014. You don't see any of these aircraft flying around anymore. In fact, I don't believe any are active, which is a shame, but it looks like Microsoft Flight Simulator will put this aircraft back into service. No information on price, just a little tease. It's definitely one to keep an eye on. Now, another A320 isn't the first thing you would say Microsoft Flight Simulator needs next, but the team at FSLabs clearly think differently. They've confirmed that they are working on an Airbus A320 CEO due to a leak on the internet. We have 2 screenshots, one inside, one out, that was shared on the FSLabs forum. Admittedly, it does look rather good, so far at least. The developers are known for their highly realistic Airbus and Concorde add-ons on previous sims. But to be honest to you all, and I don't think you all come here for my opinion, but I'm going to share it anyway, I personally think this is a bad business decision. But if they can offer something that can compete with the alternatives, who knows? Personally, I think it's a bit too late, especially with the new sim around the corner. I don't think there will be the market there for another Airbus airliner of this size, but who knows? And finally, if you are a user of Simbrief, and let's be honest, most of us here will be, then the Navigraph team have done something truly special with the new Simbrief Dispatch, a free add-on for Microsoft Flight Sim on PC that integrates Simbrief seamlessly into Microsoft Flight Simulator for completely free, of course, much like Simbrief itself. But I have to say, this is a really incredible add-on that personally I would quite happily pay for, so it really is quite the miracle this is all for free. You can now do your flight plans, generate your flight plans, I should say, in the sim, all in-house. Like you would on Simbrief, this is all very thorough flight planning. You input your departure and destination. Simbrief admittedly does do most of the work for you, but you can pull all the data you can pull from Simbrief on the website now directly into Microsoft Flight Sim. From transatlantic flight plans to pulling your NOTAMs, pre-filing onto virtual networks to landing and takeoff performance. Everything you could do on Simbrief on the website, you can now do in-house on Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it works exceptionally well. It really is very, very clever. Now, in the next simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, I do believe Simbrief is going to be integrated out of the box. But I have to say, here on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, this feels like it has always been part of the sim. It is very, very clever. You don't even need to be on the main menu to access this. You can do it in flight, which makes life a lot easier. It works well. So far I haven't experienced any bugs, although I haven't used it too much, just because I haven't had too much time to seriously sit down and use my flight sim lately. I've just been messing about, which is annoying because it means I haven't done a proper long-haul Airbus A380 flight just yet, but I've got one planned for the weekend, so that's something to look forward to. The Navigraph team have smashed it with this one. It is really clever, it is really good fun, it's intuitive, and it just works. It really does. So if you haven't tried it out yet, then please do. You can download it off the Simbrief website or via the Navigraph hub for completely free. It really is spectacular. On that note, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, do be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It's always a pleasure, but I will see you soon. Happy flying and bye bye.